What's going on, y'all? And welcome to the same project. This is your host, Mr. DB Marshall, your wellness coach and inspirational speaker. And somebody want to call me a love doctor. I don't know about that because right now I ain't got nobody. welcome. Today we have David and Eric with us. Hey, thank you for joining us, fellas.
What's up, everybody?
Pleasure.
How y'all feeling?
Great.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Good. Do you have anything new and exciting going on in your life? I know, Eric, you do. I don't know if you want to share.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been in Atlanta probably about 5 years now, and I'm from Houston, Texas. And I wanted to move to Atlanta to pursue my singing and acting career. And
Woo!
so
Oh yeah. I
it's
can't wait to
taken
get
me a
comfortable with
minute to get into the acting portion.
Uh-huh.
And so this past Thursday,
Hmm.
I got a part for to be in a sitcom, a series, should I say, about first ladies, presidential first ladies, and I recorded and did all this stuff, and we were there from 5 a.m. to like 1 a.m. the next morning. So I
Wow.
got my feet wet in the acting industry. So I mean, it's good.
How
I was
does it
That's
tired when I
awesome.
finished, but I'm excited to see myself on the screen. So yeah.
okay. No, those
That's
are good
awesome.
vibes. Yeah. I know a celebrity, y'all. Put me on the screen. What about you, David? You have anything new and exciting?
Actually, a couple of things. I just transitioned from one job to another, and um,
Congrats.
thank you. Beautiful granddaughter was born on the 14th,
Hey
Oh
man.
wow,
Yeah.
congratulations.
mhm, and my oldest granddaughter it turns 12 today.
You old. you just that's what he just said
Watch your
on the
mouth.
low low. Yeah,
Watch
I'm
your
old.
mouth.
Yeah.
Watch your mouth.
So what's the name you want them to call you?
Huh?
What did it?
What's the name they call
Oh,
you?
they call me grandpa. My
Okay.
oldest granddaughter, she used to call me Spanky, but when she turned about 7, she called me grandpa. I was like, so what happened to Spanky? She said,
Right.
that's when I was little. Okay, all right,
she grown now. She a big girl.
right.
Awesome. Well, it's it's a great opportunity to have both of you here, and bringing your knowledge and wisdom to this platform. I appreciate you for joining us, and you know, anytime you want to just jump on board and say something or have something to say, just let me know. Then there's sometimes I'm just gonna drag you by your pinky. Or drag you by your big toe and be like, look, I need you to do this for me. So thank you so much. So let's kick our session off with a quote. So I'm gonna give you actually one of my quotes that I kind of came up with. Cultivating the love within yourself is a daily necessity, right? So hug yourself. So let's just give ourselves a big old hug. And I'm just kind of curious, like, how do you cultivate the love within? Y'all
for
got
me,
real quiet. Yeah.
I cultivate the love with for one, consistency,
Okay.
and along with consistency, truth.
Okay.
Um, Consistency and truth, and you have to. What I say, the reason I say that is because you have to be honest with yourself and everything, the good, the bad, the ugly,
Mhm.
every flaw, every perfection, every imperfection. You got to be honest with what you see, and you got to be consistent with that.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So speaking to yourself, affirming yourself, um, engaging yourself on a consistent basis.
Okay.
Yeah, is what. Yeah, that's what I would say.
David, he said consistency and truth. How do you cultivate the love within yourself?
And that's something actually I was thinking about yesterday while I was at work.
Hmm.
Um, those things that I look to others to tell me about myself, I tell myself. I tell myself that I'm beautiful. I tell myself what my worth is. You know what I mean? And I date myself.
Yes,
Every
definitely.
once in a while, I'll take myself out. You know what I mean? I just, because I spent a lot of time in depression and self-loathing. So I know now what my worth is. I know I'm a dime piece. I know
Okay,
that
Grandpa.
Come on, down,
anybody
peace.
would.
Grandpa, dime
Okay.
piece. Hold up.
So I know I'll be a good addition to someone's life once they open their eyes and see me.
Okay. Yeah. I completely agree with both of you said we have to continue to work on ourselves daily. And it's not an easy process.
At
Um,
all.
and I think another thing that I will probably add is just taking responsibility. I think it's
Hmm.
very hard. I think it's easy for us to kind of pass the buck
Yeah, you
and
gotta own it.
yeah, and
Hmm.
kind of fake punk that we love ourselves. But when you're not taking accountability, that is a sign of not loving yourself, and we don't get that, right? We always think the love is always the foo-foo part, but
Hmm.
and I talk about this in my book actually, that there's some ugliness to love that we don't want to own up to. But in order to
Yeah.
fall deeper in love with who you are and who you're
Hmm.
Hmm.
becoming, you have to take accountability and responsibility for the things that you did wrong, and not just
That's
wrong to
that,
others, wrong to
and
yourself.
that's that truth piece.
Yeah.
That's that truth piece. I mean, it's really sad when you're a liar, but when you lie so much that you believe yourself,
Habitual. That's what they call it.
that's scary. I
Habitual.
mean, you're so used to faking the phone that you really believe in this BS that you
Mhm.
telling yourself.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. So let's do this hot topics. Hot topics. Thank you for that, gentlemen. Hot topics. And so there's a controversial video out there. I don't know why it's controversial. Well, I do know why it's controversial. I guess it's just not controversial to me. By Lil Nas X. And so I had an opportunity to look at the video. What about you? All you all had an opportunity to look at it?
I looked at it last night.
Absolutely.
All right, well, go at it. Well, let me say this. This is a platform where we don't attack people. This is a wellness platform. So for you all that's listening, if you are looking for us to attack anybody and tear out their character, destroy them when we don't have any evidence, this is not what we do on this platform, but we are going to dissect different parts of it and just give our opinion on what it means to us and probably give some tips on, what we would do differently if we were in that situation. So go ahead.
Hmm.
Well, for me, I think that people are being judgmental because they're just um, basing their opinions on what they're looking at.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Versus what the message is.
Okay.
Because I'm very analytical. You know what I mean? I dissect. So when I watched that video, yes, it was provocative, and yes, it was sexy. It was all that stuff. But what I saw was a message about somebody struggling with their inner demons and at the end conquering.
Come on, come on. All right for interpretation.
Hmm.
Cleo, call me today.
Call me now.
Yeah, and for the white folks that's listening, yeah, if you don't know who Cleo is, God rest her soul because she has passed and going on. But Cleo was an she was African American. I don't know if she was really Jamaican because, from my understanding, that was a fake accent, right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Google her, Cleo, psychic reader.
Psychic
Go ahead,
reading.
Eric.
So I looked at it last night, and it was cool. One thing I got from him was a comparison, and for some reason, he reminded me of Grace Jones.
He did.
He reminds me so
He
much of
did.
Grace Jones. I'm a singer musician, so everything music, kind of catches my ear and my eye. And he reminded me of Grace Jones. I just have this new, I'm not gonna say obsession with
Mm-hmm.
Lil Nas. I'm just really trying to intentionally understand him. And one of the things that I drive into a lot of people that I coach and just do little sessions with is living in your truth and being yourself. And I think he went from like one extreme to a whole to another. Like boom. I mean, like this is who he's been all along. And it's so much, I guess it's so much to me and a lot of people who's finding out about him because I didn't know him prior to him coming out. I didn't even know who Lil Nas was.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I'm not a rapper type person, but I'm still stuck on Run DMC and Houdini. I'm old school. Sorry.
Well, now who's old?
Okay.
That's when rap made sense to me. But I think he it was like he just came out and like boom, the colored hair and the nails and the I forgot what you call the different type of clothing that he wears. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of unisex or whatever, but I think
Androgynous.
he's in drum. That's it. But I think he's coming into himself, and it's a lot to take in. I think you went from looking like a little boy to boom this. I'm like, oh, so that's what you're giving.
Right.
Okay, so now I can kind of get to understand him
Uh-huh.
and what his brand is, the way he approaches music. And I think for people that don't understand, they're going to say something negative. But like David said, he conquered it. I got it. At first I was just like, it's a little bit too demonic for me, but I continued to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I saw him at the end and he was, grinding on the devil or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he snapped the devil's neck, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And it got everybody talking. So I think his what he set out to do,
Do he achieved it?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Mhm.
big
He
because
time.
achieved it. Look,
if you paid attention, everybody was him.
right, and that's the thing. I love
Everybody,
it to what David
even the
Everybody
said.
was
stripper.
him.
Yeah,
You saw
I love
Hmm.
it.
how he spin down the pole?
Yes,
Came down the pole.
yes.
I
Hmm.
said he got
And another
skills.
thing,
Okay.
This is really,
right?
really, really about him. I love everything about the video, and I may get some flack for it. And look, I get it. This is my take on it. And
Hmm.
if you don't, if you, to me, I'm not going to say people aren't operating on a higher level of consciousness, but we, again, something that I talk about in the book is this inner conflict that we deal with. We are our own worst
Yeah.
enemy.
The
And
worst
what I
enemy. Yeah.
love about this video, first of all, it was just beautifully done. It's beautiful,
He spent a
immaculately done.
coin on that video. Yeah.
Yes. I
He
was
It
did.
like,
He
wasn't low
did.
budget at all.
yes, it was
It was not low
gorgeous.
budget.
And not only that, one thing that we do in society, oftentimes we like to put glass ceilings over people, right? And so it stop us from exploring who we are. Even as LBG, let me get all the letters right,
Yeah.
LBGTQIA plus. We have been stifled, whether it was by our parents, by the church, our communities. This ain't right. You can't be that way. You can't walk that way. Even the
Hmm.
toxicity of masculinity still suppresses us in the Black community today, telling us what we can't wear, how we can't walk, and how we can't talk. You got to
Right.
be a butch, hyper masculine. You got to have muscles. I mean, don't even get me started. That's a whole nother
Right.
episode. But what I
Yeah.
love about this is that he is addressing himself
Hmm.
on all many different levels, different facets of his life, and he's still young. And so
Hmm.
the freedom
How old
that
is
he
he?
has right now, we just didn't
He's
have that
20
kind of
something.
freedom to express ourselves. And I think that's why
No.
people don't understand. But remember when, and I don't know if y'all are fan of Lady Gaga, when she came out with that song Judas, when she was on a motorcycle, oh my God, the evangelicals went crazy. She's the devil and she worshiping the devil. So that's what happened in the white community. But guess what? Now Lil Nas is shaking up the Black community. So that's how I kind of look at it. I love it.
And
People knock what they
he's
don't
also
understand.
showing that he's not going to be placed in one little box
Ooh.
because
Absolutely.
there are very we are made of up of so many different dynamics,
Mm,
Hmm.
and we don't really explore them because of what society is going to think and say about it.
right.
So he's not being boxed in and bogged down by society.
Mm.
He's being him. He's exploring whatever he's feeling. That's what he's giving.
Hmm.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's do this. So I have, I know y'all probably haven't heard about this. So I was on Twitter and they said Lil Nas partnered with Nike and they
I
showed the
heard about
shoes
that.
and they sold a total of 666 were available to sell for like over $1,000 and is actually human blood in the shoe.
I heard that wasn't true. I heard that was a hoax.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's
It,
true or not.
it's not on any of the Nike platforms, and it's not on his platform either.
Okay.
Somebody has made that advertisement, and they're putting his
Because
name
of the
on it
video.
because of the video. Exactly. So
Okay.
you're trying to tarnish what he's doing. You know, once he came out, the people were after him.
Oh yeah, they were not
I,
happy,
I mean,
especially them
and I'm
country
kind of
folk.
pissed. I'm kind of pissed with stuff like that because as long as I'm not confirming what you think,
Mhm.
you okay. But the minute that I confirm what you've been thinking all along, it's a problem,
Yeah.
and that's not cool.
Well, I wish Lil Nas the best. Lil
Me too.
Nas, you could come on this
Me too.
platform and have a talk with us anytime you want. He probably will never get this. I don't know. But you know what? You never know. This is the year
You
of
never know.
extension 2.0.
Yes.
Yeah, he may be right here, be like, hey, y'all. So, look, if you want to come and share your thoughts on this platform, you are more than welcome. Listen, we're going to start. And I really appreciate your input on that. And we all got positive feedback. I really, really like that. If you had to take away anything from what we just said, we had to give one word. What would be your takeaway?
Informative.
Hmm. David?
Originality.
Yeah. Mine would be just explore. Just explore and find out what you like, what you don't like, and keep it moving. So
Hmm.
today's topic discussion, always speak your truth, and I really like this topic. Actually, David kind of came up with this topic, but I like it for so many different reasons. There's things that I observe and see that I don't necessarily care for or like when it comes to this. And there's also some liberation that comes with speaking your truth. So we're going to hash that out today and what we feel may be somewhat healthy that was going to lead you down a path of positivity. And so, although we may not necessarily be the experts of everything, hopefully we drop a golden nugget that you can apply in your life to, make good on some things that you got going on or fight some inner demons. So let's get at it. Y'all ready?
Hmm.
Mm.
Let's
So,
go.
with speaking your truth, what does that mean? Is we had to define truth. How would you define that?
Mm.
Ownership.
Mm,
Ownership. Accountability. Um, I can't get away from this ownership though. This ownership piece of it. Honesty,
mm.
candidness.
Yeah, I like that ownership. I really like
Liberation.
liberation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that too. Yeah, that
Yeah.
part.
And it's hard to even get to liberation because we have to go through so much just to even get to the point where we feel comfortable with just expressing how we truly feel, right?
Hmm.
Hmm.
So yeah, I like that. So why is self truth? Because I'm gonna call it self truth. Why is it so important for us when it comes to self truth?
It's uncomfortable.
Mm,
It's uncomfortable. It's thought provoking, and it's I don't want to say aggressive, but I'm trying to think of a word that's, like in your face,
Assertive.
kind of
Use assertive.
assertive. Yeah.
Bold.
Uh-huh. And it's so uncomfortable that it's not a bad feeling,
Hmm.
but because it's so assertive,
Hmm.
we back away from it versus embrace it.
Okay. Why you think it's important? Say
But
the truth, David.
I think it's important because, uh, simply because, how can I ask you to be truthful to me and I can't do that for myself? You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And this word has come up numerous times, and it's going to keep coming up. Accountability. You know what I mean? So that's what makes it important to me.
Yeah, one of the things, and we're going to get back to self truth and always speaking your truth, but one of the things that I always mention to individuals is that I don't understand what is this big thing, or why do we make it such a big deal when somebody lie to us? Like I mean, people are ready to break your windows, slash your tires, call you everything but the child of God, right? When they lie too. Like I don't understand it. Like every last one of us done told a lie. I know I didn't told some lies. But when someone lied to them, oh my God, it's like the
Yeah, because how dare you?
yeah. So I understand that we don't want to be lied to. I don't want to be lied to. I get it. But the energy in which we put into someone lying is just to me absurd. And I would rather for someone to say, hey, listen, let's figure out why you're lying. Because oftentimes most people lie because they are not in an environment that support what they really want to say. Let's be clear.
Mhm.
So are you creating okay, go ahead. Are you creating an environment that allow people to speak freely? Eric?
And see, that's my take on it, because I'm one of those people who I can't stand a lie.
Right.
I'm not saying that I tell the truth all the time, but majority of the time, I'm brutally honest.
Mhm.
And I rather, because I'm not a good liar. I can't keep up with what I told
I'm
you.
not
So I
either.
rather tell you the truth. And I mean, it is what it is. That's just my method of thinking. But when I have given you the opportunity to be yourself, I've assured you that there's no judgment here. And I've always been truthful with you. Why can't you
Mhm.
be truthful with me? I
Mhm.
think in my past relationships is has been because they ended because of lies. And I've never given you a reason to feel like you had to lie to me, like you couldn't be yourself, like you couldn't tell me that you have a slight drug problem. I've never given you that that part, or that feeling, to
Mhm.
think that I would judge you, or I would, stop fooling with you or whatever. I love on purpose. I love you
Mhm.
for you. You
Mhm.
don't have to fake the funk. I mean, if you don't make six figures, cool. I don't make
Right.
six figures either.
Mhm.
I just know how to take $20 and maximize it. It just probably look like I'm rich and bougie, but I'm not. So I mean, what gave you that feeling that you had to lie? And my grandmother used to say all the time, you'll tell a lie when the truth will do.
Mhm.
Mm.
I put it out there for you to be truthful with me, to be honest with me, but you're continuing to lie. And when I find out that you're lying, I'm like, why?
I think it's
Why did you have
condition.
to do that?
I think of some of it is conditioning, right? So, when
And I think some people just lie because that's just what they do. They
yeah,
don't
it
have a
becomes a
reason.
behavior. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, so one of the things when it comes to us speaking our truth, first we have to stop lying to ourselves, right? And once we stop lying to ourselves, then it becomes much easier to refrain from lying to others. But we have to stop lying to ourselves. Everything starts with self, right? So you
Hmm.
can't say, "Oh, I'm going to walk in my truth." when you're lying to yourself because you're
Right.
just
Mhm.
walking in your lie versus walking in your truth. And
That was the
so,
first step.
yeah. And so, I mean, what would you recommend for someone to start walking in their truth? Because it's not a light switch. You just don't switch it on and off. Like it is
Mm-mm.
a journey. Like it takes time to get there. Like I ain't telling my age, but I ain't as old as David. And I'm gonna say I'm not old as Eric. I'm gonna say I'm the baby of the group. And I may be a lie. See, I'm lying to myself. Am I the baby of the group? I don't know. Are you older than me, Eric?
I'm 46.
Oh yeah, no. No. You're the baby of the group right now.
Oh.
I'm 46. I'll
Yeah.
be 47 May 27.
Yeah. But yeah, first we have to start lying to ourselves. But how do we do that? How do we be honest with ourselves? And I know we put accountability out there already. We already put responsibility, but what else can we do to shift our mindset to be a little bit more truthful and genuine with self?
Um, Make the mirror your best friend, for
Oof.
one. Always see yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have what I that's what I did. I had to see myself. And if not by yourself, sometimes you probably have to get with somebody that you feel comfortable being vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
in front of, and allow them to coach you through that moment in the mirror. And both things happened to me. I did it with somebody I trust,
Mm-hmm.
and what they saw in me was not what I saw in myself. But after I began to say what I saw in myself, I could
Mm-hmm.
see what they saw in me. And then again, I did it again when I had to destroy the image that I thought I had, that I had created for myself in front of people. And I had to, I'm going to say, resurrect
Mm.
who I really am
Okay.
outside of the title, outside of the popularity and all this other kind of stuff. I had to own who I really am, what I really like, and take the mask off.
Mm. I like
Mm.
that. I like what you said regarding dismantling. You have to just dismantle that old piece of equipment.
It becomes
Dismantle.
so nasty, and you
Yeah.
get when you get tired of going through the same thing over and over again, you realize this is the problem right here.
You.
I like Lil Nas snap the devil's neck.
Yeah.
That's the,
Yeah.
that's the word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
David
Crucify crucify the flesh.
Yeah.
crucified.
So
And I think and I have nothing against our faith-based community, but even I provide therapeutic services for um patients. And so with that said, I'm an intern. I'm not a clinician yet. I'm an intern. So I'm being supervised, just kind of put that out there. One of the things that I hear often, and not just from patients, usually for people in the community, is that even my friends, they'll sit there and say, "The devil ain't gone. The devil ain't gone," and I'm like, "But it ain't even the devil. It's you. Like it is you." And so, what does that look like? I think we've gotten to a point, and when I say we, just faith goers and faith believers and that it's so easy to blame the devil, and not just blame the devil in general. It's easy to point the finger and blame others, and that doesn't get us closer to our truth. So how do we shift our minds in that aspect and realize that the blame doesn't lie with someone else, it lies with us?
I posted a video last week. Okay, so let me just be honest with y'all. I have a thing for when people fall. I cannot hold my laughter. I mean, I'm gonna make sure you're okay.
Like physically
But
fall.
if you physically fall in front of me, I'm gonna crack up. So, like my favorite part of the movie, The Help, is when Viola Davis falls and that little field she's running on. That's like my favorite part. I just laugh.
I
So
did
I
not
posted a
laugh.
video.
Okay,
It
go ahead.
makes me weak. I'm serious. I don't know what it is about a person falling. I can't hold it. So I posted a video last week. So I'm issuing that disclaimer. If y'all fall in front of me, I'm gonna make sure you're good. But I'm gonna crack up. I'm telling you now, okay? So I posted a video last week. It was a lady that I guess she was like leading worship or something. And she was getting excited. She was getting into it. I mean, she was quoting scriptures and everything and doing her little riffs and runs, and everybody was cheering her on, but she wasn't watching where she was going. And she fell. And they helped her up, and she got talking about the devil is a lie. No, it's not the devil. You wasn't watching where you were going. It wasn't the devil at all. You walked right off the stage into this little edge right here, and you fell. That wasn't the devil. That was you.
You missed
So I
it.
get what you're saying. It's
Yeah.
not the devil.
You want to chime in on that, David?
Well, as far as the devil being busy, the devil, what people don't understand is that we gotta move away from religion and reconnect spiritually, right? Because the devil, when he attacks, he doesn't attack you physically or financially. Those are the mistakes we make. He attacks you spiritually. You
Mm.
know what I mean? So that's where we gotta uh, learn to differentiate. You know, my I can't pronounce certain words,
That's fine
No
by us.
cussing in here.
We'll help you through it. I got your hand.
but again, accountability. We have to realize when we make the mistakes, and we have to be able, in order to help be honest with ourselves, whoever we've offended, whoever we've done wrong in any type of way, we have to go back to them and make amends, because that's part of being truthful to yourself.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So that is good. When it comes to us speaking our truth, we have to differentiate what is us and what is,
So you have to say that
entertainment.
word better.
Well, I thought I'd just go ahead.
Uh,
I just go ahead. Look, I have a couple of few words that I'm gonna need some help on. You just stay around, stick with me. You'll be like, oh, I got you on that one. but I think that's true. I think sometimes we get stuck and we're not holding ourselves accountable, and we are shifting the blame whether it's on the devil, whether it's on other people. But I always tell people in order
Haters. Well, I hate
to
that
get
one.
to your truth, you have to do some self-assessment, right? And you have to kind of be honest. And you don't have to even let people know what you're doing when it comes to the self-assessment, right? Start with yourself. You can do it in secret if you choose to. I always say have a
Mm-hmm.
support system so you can have someone to kind of, call you on a carpet or pull you by your coattail when necessary. But you have to make sure that individual have your best interest, because you have some people that would drag you down further in the
Mm-hmm.
mud,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so
you
part of you
know,
doing your assessment will also allow you to determine who's the best that need to be around in your, I call it soul space, your soul space. What you about to say, David?
I made a phone call to my ex-wife,
Mm,
and I apologized to her for the way that I did some of the things that I did as far as um, gaining custody of my children.
mm,
I made that apology, and then I went into, because she changed her life around, and now she's a good mother. Although the children are adults now, but she's a good mother. And I also then told her that I was proud of her. You know what I mean, and that I love her, and everything good that happens in her life she deserves.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was surprised to get that. But that wasn't for her, because that was something that was rested on me for years. So
Really?
I had to break free from that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Listen, I think that is a
That's
good
the
example. I've kind of sort of done that in a couple of situations where I just had to release, and so in order to get closer to your truth, we do have to shed. We have to release certain things that we're carrying around. Erica Badu says it best when she made that song, or said it
Bag
best when she
lady.
made
bag
Bag
lady.
Lady. Yeah. And but we have to also understand that we all have baggage, and we always going to meet someone that have some type of baggage in their life, right?
Mhm.
So and that's fine. Is what baggage can you deal with? What baggage can we handle? And as I think sometimes because we carry so much baggage that we cannot be with our person because we can't carry our baggage and their baggage, right? So
Right.
Mhm.
sometimes our person or our soulmate is right there in front of us, but we can't be together because we don't know how to release whatever it is that we are carrying with us. So that's awesome. Anybody, y'all have anything to say before we go to our next break?
As far as baggage is concerned, I want to lift the point of being a packer of the bag, but
Mm,
also knowing how to unpack the bag, not
Mm.
just for yourself, but for the person who you are engaging with, the person you are dating or
mm,
married to. I mean, you need to set an atmosphere where you can help them unpack their bags versus like, you got baggage, yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. I brought 3 bags in here with me. I don't need you to let me know that I know I'm carrying them, so I know I got 3 bags.
Right.
But it's a difference in just noticing my baggage and helping me to unpack it. You may have space for me
mm.
to take all this stuff out of my bags, and properly place it in a life that we're building together.
That's true. That's true. I like it.
Mhm.
I like it. All right.
Because your baggage and their baggage could come together and make something positive.
Absolutely. You may have something that I need to put with what I have in my bag.
Right. That's very true. Look, all that you all said is real good, and I appreciate it. That is some good tips, or as my pastor would say, good ground. Y'all laid some good ground. But I think those are things that people can use to really, really take them to the next level. So I appreciate that. So all of those who are looking at us, I appreciate you watching us. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. And in addition to that, make sure you stop by. The link will be down below to go ahead and purchase your book, Love's Pursuit: Journey to Wellness.
Come on,
We
love
talk about
pursuit.
a lot of good stuff in there: suicide, depression, church hate,
Mm.
mm, church hurt. We talk about a lot of stuff in there. So go ahead and make it happen. I'm pretty sure you'll find your answer, or at least some guidance, and how you can live a more healthy, fulfilled, positive life. All right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening and watching. If you're doing either or, we appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already done so. We appreciate the love and support. So, as we get ready to just kind of wrap it up, right? How do we develop that strength in ourselves? We talked about reframing from lying, being honest, looking in the mirror, having, genuine conversations with our support system to kind of piggyback off on having an extra pair of eyes to kind of check us. So, how do we develop that strength? Because everybody is not born, I don't think, my opinion, I don't think everybody's born to be resilient.
Hmm.
Mm,
You have to, you'll probably hear me say this a lot, as it is in the natural, it is in the spirit. Or as it is in the spirit, it is in the natural. You have to be open. In
mm.
order to plant a seed in the ground, you have to dig a hole in the ground
Mm,
to
mhm,
plant the seed.
mhm,
So if you're ready to live in your truth, and you're ready to become resilient, you're ready to move forward and be who you are, you have to be open, so the right seeds could be planted into you and reap a harvest. You got to be open to hearing the truth about yourself. You
mm,
have to be open to going back in those places of hurt and processing those things so you can move forward in your life. You got to be open minded. You got to realize that it wasn't your fault, or the
mm,
person that you're blaming is
mhm,
not the blame.
mhm.
You got to be open to all of that. You got to be open to all possibilities, and being open enough to receive everything that you need to be whole. And sometimes it's not going to feel good. I think when you do certain surgeries in the medical field, they don't sew you up. Sometimes they leave the wound open and they begin to pack the wound and dress it, and it heals from the inside out.
Yeah. I like that.
So
Building the
you
inside
got to
up.
be open.
Yeah. Okay.
And also, you have to be careful who you surround yourself with.
Yes.
You
Definitely.
know, the people in your life can either drag you down or help lift you up.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
So just be cognizant on, and I said that one right, on who you or who you have in your life, who you have speaking in your ear, because
Hmm.
words
Yes.
come to life.
Yes, they do.
Come to life. So just be careful who your inner circle is.
Yeah.
You know,
Hmm.
because they'll provide you with protection from the naysayers and the negativity that's trying to penetrate through them to get to you.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, the only thing I will probably add, it good. I love what both of you all said. Make sure your circle is a safe place and also working from the inside out. I think that is remarkable. The only thing additionally what I would add to that is understand that it's not going to be pretty when strengthening yourself. So usually when I think about strength, some things have to be broken down, right? And not when I say broken down, I'm not talking about just being deleted or taken away completely, but just kind of broken down in a way that you have to create this toughness. I'm trying to, you know what? Let's use muscle. When you go
I
into
was
the
just about to
gym,
say that.
yeah, that's a good metaphor example. But yeah, like when you go in the gym and you're working out, you have the muscle, it's there, right? But it's not developed to its capacity. It doesn't have the density or the strength to lift a certain amount of weight. And when you go in there and you start breaking that muscle down, it then start to develop strength over time. You can call it weightlifting, strength building. And so think about your life in your truth like that. So it's not going to happen overnight. There's certain things you have to expose yourself, as you said, and you are going to charter uncomfortable situations, and it's not going to feel good. Anytime that I built my strength, it was a lesson learned. It was a takeaway, and it didn't feel good. And I cried and I boo-hooed, and there was some snot running down my nose every now and then. But when I came up out of it, I was much
Mhm.
stronger and I appreciated the storm years later. I didn't appreciate it doing it or right after it. But
We
when I
never
Mhm.
look
do.
back on it, but God, that's all I could say. So that's what I would say in reference to that. So listen, I appreciate each and every last one of you all for being here today and blessing the audience and encouraging and empowering the audience with our information. Hey, listeners, viewers, if you have not subscribed as of yet, go ahead and do so. We have a whole lot of good stuff coming up. I promise you. This is your boy, DB Marshu from the same project, and we love you. Y'all love them?
I love
Absolutely.
All right,
y'all
then. All
on
right.
purpose.
Intentionally. Well, it's that time again. However, this is not a goodbye, but a see you next week. And listen, if no one has told you that they love you today, please allow me to be the first. I love you. Take care.